Alrighty! What's up, everybody? It is I, your Tribal God of Extreme, Peter Joseph here, for another video. Video number 2, right here on this very channel, the Peter Joseph YouTube Wrestling channel. YouTube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like the video. Hit the subscribe button down in my pants, otherwise known as the description box below. Show your love and support as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, or about a month and change away. Maybe we'll get there, maybe get real close, but I mean, we'll see. We're about 33 away, so we'll see what happens with that. But subscribe to this channel, my other channels as well. All the links down below in the gobbledygook. Do it now. Leave a comment on this video or any one of my videos from the past, the present, and the future, Conan. But don't leave stupid comments, because you'll get sent to the Shadow Realm, and Ozzy and Satan will eat your soul, and then have fun. I don't know what they'll do after that. But don't leave stupid comments, you get blocked. If you don't like it, tough shit. Follow me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And once again, share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to tap and slap that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the next one, because you missed the next one. You suck, and you're pretty much SOL. You know what that means. If you don't know what it means, Google it. Simple as that. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out what SOL means. I mean, come on. You don't know what it means. I mean, seriously, what's wrong with you? And that's that. Speaking of this, if you're brand new here and you've never seen my channel before and you thinking about subscribing, you like wrestling or music or whatever it may be, then subscribe to this channel, show my other channels your love and support. Lots of good content on there as well. But when you do subscribe, as we say in the business, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the party, pal. We hope you enjoy the ride. Sit back, relax, grab a nice tasty cold one, put your feet up and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. You don't, too bad. Go watch somebody else. But you'll stay here because you love me and you got nothing else to do on a Friday night. Or any night, really. Because you have no life. I actually have a life because I go out and do stuff. So, and it is what it is, and I have receipts for it too. You know, and that's that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, on this Friday night, and it's Friday, gotta get down on Friday, something for the weekend. Yeah, I always have to say it on Friday, because Friday is the best day of the week. So, anyway, but on this Friday night, November the 14th, 2025, we got SmackDown coming your way at the top of the hour. Your 2-hour cure for insomnia on the USA Network. Pretty good show tonight. We got more of the John Cena tournament. We got Jey Uso, the Yeet Man, taking on The Miz in the first round. We also got Eli Drake. That's not an insult. That's a fact of life. He's taking on the mystery opponent. We don't know who it is. People saying it's that guy named Joe Hendry. I hope not. I think it's Oba. It could be Randy Orton. It could be the guy in the fifth row. I don't know. We'll see what happens tonight with that. We got Jade Cargill, the new SmackDown Women's Champion, taking on B-Fab. Probably have Mia Yim at ringside. Not really looking forward to that. Sami Zayn is going to be on the program, calling out Solo Miboki. We got that and a whole lot more, like I said, tonight on your 2-hour cure for insomnia. SmackDown, which will be now your 3-hour cure for insomnia come January the 2nd. Link down below to the wrestling news of the day. Also, Mike Santana, well, now it's a whole storyline that he missed a meet and greet after the live show of TNA last night. He no-showed the call time for Turning Point, which was at 1. But an hour later, he was not even there. And now this whole thing is turning into a storyline where the fans are getting mad. He pretty much is about to leave TNA, possibly go to NXT. It's just discombobulated BS. So we'll see what happens at Turning Point tonight as well. Going pretty much head-to-head with SmackDown, so we got that. I'll talk about Turning Point later tonight. on my main channel, my Kill Demons channel, with your TNA Ring of Honor review from last night, and plus Turning Point results. So I'll talk a little bit about it, not too much, but we'll see what happens with that. And then tomorrow we'll talk about SmackDown, get you ready for Collision live tomorrow night at 8 p.m. on that great station of TNT. And anything else comes your way, you'll know about it. So hit that notification bell, because you don't, I'll make you hit it. Shit. But that's pretty much it. Alright, so subscribe, and that's pretty much it. All that other good shit I mentioned 5 minutes ago. Alright, on this Friday night before we get to SmackDown, it is time on video number 2 on your Friday night. It is time for your NXT review for Tuesday night, this past Tuesday night, I should say, November the 11th, Veterans Day edition of NXT. Thank you to all the great men and women of the armed forces protecting this great country, the greatest country in the world, next to Italy. That's America. We have that. Alright, on the Veterans Day edition of NXT, as always, emanating from Nickelodeon Studios at the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. And as always, on Tuesday nights, our great commentary team of the man with creepy candy. Well, he's a creepy bastard. He has lots of candy. You know why? Because he's a creepy bastard. That's Vic Joseph and the Kool-Aid Man himself, the two-time Hall of Famer. The man who simps for every girl on the roster. And that's Booker T, sucker! Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah! Okay. Settle down, Booker T. Man who smokes more weed than you do. He does. He probably vapes more than half the people I know on this fucking website, but who knows? Who knows? He's a great man. He's better than you, and you know it. And that's not Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker, but yeah. Who cares about him? Anyway, alright, let's get to NXT this past Tuesday night. Great show. Lots of weird things happening on this show as we're going to Gold Rush next, this coming Tuesday, live from the theater, the lovely theater in New York City at Madison Square Garden for a 2-week event. And then the week after that, after Thanksgiving, we pretty much got Deadline. How are they gonna... Makes no freaking sense to me. How are they going to do the Iron Survivor matches from this? Unless something happens Tuesday where they say, oh, the winners of the matches go on to Deadline. I don't know. They got a 3-week build, and I mean, there's no matches for Deadline besides the 2 Iron Survivor matches, which we don't have any people for. That's why you should not have a 2-week event before a pay-per-view. Because then you're like weird. It's Gold Rush, go home show before Deadline, then new stuff going into the end of the year. Bad booking there, Mr. Higginbottom. That's Shawn Michaels for you dumb people at home. But anyway, so we got that. Alright, so we start off NXT with the Cookling once again, and the beautiful Tatum Paxley, the new NXT Women's Champion. Surprised she still has that belt. Anyway, she comes out with Izzy Dame, otherwise known as Bookie Hogan Brother 2.0, Shawn Spears, and Nico. Alright, so they get in the ring. Tatum's so happy to be here. She's happy with getting this far, wants to be champion for a long time, and she knows she needs to listen to her friends, especially Izzy, who, smart, even though they're turning on her. Anyway, that gets her, she gets a lecture about how she can't give everyone title shots, so he's like, you guys can't give everybody a title shot, or everyone a title shot. And then Tatum's like, yeah, that makes sense. But spinning the wheel will make the deal with so much fun, let's do it again! I'm like, no, we don't need it again, no! Just have a fucking match. Makes no sense. Anyway, so Izzy says the last time I did everything for the fans, I ended up alone. And then the Cuckling came in to save her. And she can't keep handing out title shots. But then Fatal Influence comes out. Jacy Jane! She comes out with former woman, Fallon Don't Call Her Dawn Henley, and the woman who smacked a bitch up. That's Lainey Reed. We'll get to her in a little bit. They come out. Jacy says, Tatum, you can prove it wasn't a fluke at Halloween Havoc by beating me again, so why don't you just give me a title shot rematch at Gold Rush? Izzy cuts it off. Tatum's like, maybe. And then Izzy's not overly pleased with that. Uh-oh. So we'll see what happens with that. But she gives Jacy the rematch at Gold Rush. So, yeah, we got that. So I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. So I'm off for running on NXT. Then we go to a video from earlier in the day with the Evolve Men's Champion, Jackson Drake. He's there with the two other guys from the Vanity Project. Sadly, Zeta Steel got, she didn't get released. She just left. And she's probably going to AEW. Or Ring of Honor. Well, AEW / Ring of Honor. That means we probably won't see her for like 3 months. Oh, she'll stay back in the indies. I'm sorry. Anyway, Jackson Drake and company, he was pleased to be given a title defense at Gold Rush. I don't even know. He's fighting Sean Legacy, the great man that he is. So he's not happy about that. So anyway, then Chelsea Green and Ego Ethan Page, the mixed tag team champions of Triple A, and Ethan's the so-called Canadian national champion. They come in and Chelsea brags about regaining her Women's United States title. By the way, Madam President. Oh, thank you for liking my tweet. Matt Cardona didn't, fuck him. Fuck you, Cardona! Anyway. So anyway, Ava gives her a match. I think at Gold Rush. So, I don't know. I guess who? Don't know. Or they're going to defend the belts. I don't know. Anyway, we move on. Alright, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. First match out of the gate. Finally, after talking, we get to wrestling. Little less talk. Lot more action right here on my show. Or on BCR2. Anyway. So we get to our first match of the show for the Speed title in a 5-minute match. Because 5-minute time limit in championship matches. We got the champion El Grande Americano, otherwise known as Ludwig Spears, along with Bravo and Rayo. We all know who they are. Pete fucking Dunne and Tyler Bate under the mask. We know that. So anyway, so he defends against the Pasta, Jasper Troy. And it was a pretty decent match, back and forth they went. And then we get near the like a 1 minute mark. Jasper tries to grab his chain and has to knock away Rayo and Bravo right in front of the referee. And the referee's like, "Hey, you two Max guys, you are out. Get out of here. Adios. Get out." Fans like pissed. And Gargano scores with a suicide dive with about a minute left. Hits the running headbutt. And he tries to load his mask with that metal thing in his head, but the referee's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And then Jasper hits a splash in the corner. Then the Abyss Black Hole Slam. Let's go, Jam. Okay, I'm not gonna sing. He hits the Black Hole Slam, goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. We have a new Speed champion in the Season 1 winner of LFG, Jasper Troy, and Booker T went ballistic. Oh yeah, man! No bread, no water, just meat! Guy needs to calm the fuck down. Yeah, moving on. Alright, so congrats to Jasper for winning a trinket title, but okay, we'll go with that. Should have been at least North American champion. Well, we'll see what happens with the pasta, and that's all pretty much it. Alright, after that, so I give the match 2.5 out of 5 stars. After that, we have to say his name, and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. Fuck you. Who's now signed to NXT. So he appears next to Thea Hale. They have to say her name. She appears as Thea Hale. They thank each other for last week. Now they're ready to win the Triple A mixed tag team titles from Ethan and Chelsea. But Thea has to go up against Alba Fire. And Joe Hendry's like, hell yeah! What's next? Hail to the king? Or queen? Stupid puns. This is Dragon Quest? Or Dragon Warrior? If you play that, you get the stupid puns. Oy, oy, oy. Stupid fucking Nintendo. Anyway, speaking of Nintendo... the creator of Super Mario Brothers died. Sad. So, my condolences go out to his family and everybody that plays Super Mario. That's pretty much it. Alright. Okay. Anyway, we move on. Alright, so yeah, we get that little corny segment, which I gave 2 out of 5 stars. Worthless. Speaking of Shawn Legacy, he's in Avery Rain's office, talking to her about the Evolve title match he gets at Gold Rush. And then Del Ruka comes in, Delta and the resident surfer girl, So Ruka. They come in, Shawn Legacy wishes So Ruka well in her rehab. So then he leaves. Ava says Sol is medically cleared now, but she has some restrictions. She has to watch herself. So Sol says, I want Blake Monroe, the North American champion, next week at Gold Rush. So Ava's like, I don't know about that, but she makes the match anyway. But she tells Sol to be careful about, because she's coming off being medically cleared. She has some things that the doctor says she's got to watch out for, so... I think Blake will retain. But we got that. Alright, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, match number 2 on the program. Thea Hale with Joe Hendry at ringside, taking on Alba Fire, the Sergeant at Arms, along with Ethan Page and Chelsea Green. Under 10-minute match, it was okay. Thea tries for the Kimura lock early, gets rammed into the corner. And then Thea comes back with the Hail Des Press. Hail Des Press. That is a clear freaking diss to Luthez, the great man that he is. Anyway, so they go back and forth. Getting to the end, a Michinoku driver gets Thea a near fall, grabs the Kimura lock, gets broken up by Ethan Page, saying, hey, you! Distracting her. Joe Hendry cut that off pretty quickly. Thea Hale then dives on the Chelsea Green, which was, I thought it was a bad idea, but she goes back in, and we get a sunset flip, a 1925 sunset flip dive on Thea, and Thea Hale gets the pin. Ugh. So Thea Hale beats Alba Fire, or Kaylee Ray, which pissed me off. So match, I didn't care for, 2.25 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. Alright, then we get to a weird segment in the trainer's room. We see Ricky Starks, absolute Ricky Starks, by the way, the NXT World Champion, getting all taped up from what happened last week. And he's got his Falls Count Anywhere match for the NXT title against Trick Willie later on in the main event. So Tatum Paxley comes in. He gives her a pep talk about, oh, you should do things your way. You don't need these people, this and that. And then Tatum's trying to tell Ricky something, but then the Coughlin come, hey, we gotta get out of here. And Ricky's like, what was that about? And then people on Twitter are like saying that, oh, Ricky and Tatum are gonna be a couple or something like that. Ugh. Weird. Ricky likes those weird chicks? Okay. Hey, I like weird chicks too, but I'm with one. Ha! So, yeah, I'm gonna get my ass kicked for that now. Ugh. No dinner for you? Okay. Anyway. Alright, so we get that. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get to that sit-down interview with Blake Monroe on her other half, which is basically herself dressed as Mariah May / Toni Storm. Hey, I thought it was funny. So anyway, she's rather pleased with winning the Women's North American title. And then she gets into an argument with herself as Mariah May / Toni Storm. The darker Mariah May, or darker version of Blake Monroe. So, the dark version says, none of this matters until the real Monroe beats Sol Ruca for good. And then the good one says, the good one says the good one can win with the dark one on her side, because that's the kind of champion that the good one needs to be. But that's not cool with the good one, because they won't like it. But the dark one says, it won't matter because you're still going to be champ. And then the good one says, I agree. This weird split personality thing. What is this, Bayley? Bayley has like 3 personalities. Like, she's Bayley, then she's Hugger Bayley, then she's like raging lunatic Bayley. Now we got Blake Monroe, the good version, and the Blake Monroe, the bad version. Okay, we'll go with the split personality gimmick. They're taking after Mick Foley so much, it is insane. Right, Mick? That's right! I didn't want a Dorito! No Doritos tonight. I got something else. I got some crackers. You want some crackers? No, I'm going with the Dorito. Okay. Alright! Okay. Cactus, stop. Cactus, what are you doing, you fucking idiot? Oh, Terry, stop now. No, not now. Terry! You want a Dorito? No, Cactus, leave me alone. Okay. Guys, stop. Do love. Oh, yeah. Okay. Do love. I hate that stupid song. Anyway, we move on with that. And that's that, pretty much it. Alright, so yeah, this weird segment I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. So we'll see what happens with Sol Ruca and Blake Monroe for the Women's North American title on Tuesday night. Alright, then we see your boys, Bouncy Javon Evans on the phone with his buddy Leon Slater. They have a little bit of an announcement coming up, but before we get to that, we get to Big Mama Pump Jordynne Grace in glasses. Looking pretty hot, because you know when people wear glasses, they look pretty damn nice. Anyway, she says Kaylani Jordan isn't an original because anyone can do it. She knows what it means to be Knockouts champ. Kaylani has been blaming the world for what she is. And at Gold Rush, the only one she can blame is Jordynne Grace. Because they had that triple threat match with Kaylani defending against Jordan and Xia Li. I think Kaylani will retain. And that's pretty much it. Alright, 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, then Bouncy Javon Evans comes out. He's excited to be in the last time is now tournament, but scared because he's facing Walter! Oh, he's gonna die! But that's on Monday. But the big announcement is that him and his boy, Leon Slater, are getting a NXT Tag Team title shot on Tuesday night. So, you know, prayers to Javon for surviving Walter, and then he has to somehow fight alongside his buddy Leon Slater against Dark State for the tag team belts. They might win by the skin of their teeth, but, I mean, we'll see. Anyway, speaking of Dark State, they come out, Deuces and Jokers, they come out, and they say they're going to take them out next week, and then the 4 of them get in the ring, but then Leon comes, like, shooting out of the other side of the arena, like, through that wall part area, near the balcony. He's, like, shot out of a cannon, and he gets in the ring, they fight a little bit, and they take out Darkseid with a bunch of flippy dibbity-doos! So, we got that. Alright, 2.5 out of 5 stars for that. So, maybe a title change on Tuesday, maybe not, we'll see. Alright, speaking of Kaylani Jordan, she comes up to Trick Willie Shamon. And she admits that Trick was right all along. It's lonely at the top, but it means being champ. And Trick's like, yeah, I agree. So Trick being like a mentor to Kaylani. And we'll see what happens with that. Moving on. 2.25 out of 5 stars for that. Alright, back to the ring we go for the Women's Speed title number one contenders tournament finals. Well, the semifinals, not the final finals, but the semifinals. Anyway, we got Fallon, don't call her the Dawn Henley. She's there. I think she came by herself, not with JC and Laney. Anyway, she takes on Danny Zakelski, the winner of LFG Season 2, but now her ring name is now Skylar Ray. She's basically doing the same, almost the same exact gimmick as Miss Bliss, Alexa Bliss did in NXT, the whole cheerleader gimmick. She started that off in LFG early on, and then part of this season, and then Undertaker's like, you need to be more aggressive. And after that, she became a machine. No, not Undertaker, I think it was Bubba Ray Dudley said, you need to be more aggressive and shit. And then she just went on, her promos got much better, her matches were actually decent. I think she beat, Zeta Sterling, or I don't know what's gonna happen with her. Hopefully maybe on Season 3 she wins that. We haven't seen Shiloh. I mean, we kinda did a couple weeks back, because he won LFG Season 2. I mean, what's going on with him? Are we gonna see him on the program, or he's gonna be on Evolve? I don't want him on Evolve, but I'd rather have him on NXT. Like, maybe Shiloh goes up against Jasper for the Speed title, and he wins that. So I think Shiloh beat Jasper in the, I think he beat him in the finals, or the match final, I think. I forget. But anyway, Shiloh should have won Season 1, then Jasper should have won Season 2. I think they flipped it. Whatever. Anyway, so, as always, 3-minute speed time limit, and, decent match, nothing great. Fallon got the win, after a sling blade, and then the Famouser, 1, 2, 3, she wins in, with 43 seconds left. So Fallon takes on, Delta in the finals of the Speed Tournament. Yeah. So we'll see what happens with that. I think that match is on Tuesday. Or one of the weeks, I don't know, I forget. Who cares? I think Fallon's gonna win it. Who cares about if Delta wins that title? It's like a trinket for her. She should have been women's champion by now, or North American champion, but they screwed that up. Anyway, we got that. Match was alright. 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we go outside into the dreaded parking lot. The pastor, Jasper Troy, the new Speed champion, is all happy with the win. He's like, I'm gonna make everybody bend the knee. Okay, you're not Donald Trump. Stop that. Anyway. But anyway, Dark State comes out. They're pissed. They're pissed off at Javon and Leon saying, we're gonna whip your ass. That's that. Alright, then we see Fatal Influence all ready to dominate. And Laney Ree goes somewhere. She says, and then Fallon's like, where's she going? To do some business. Alright, so we got that. Alright, all that I gave 2.25 out of 5 stars. Back inside the Capitol Wrestling Center we go. Josh Briggs takes on Tavion Heights. Wasn't a great match, per se. But anyway, Tavion wins with a belly-to-belly suplex. Basic move. Okay. Under 9.5 minutes. Wasn't great. 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's that. Alright, then his other half, Miles, don't call him Ozzy Osbourne. He's with Ava in the office, says he's going to be out there for the main event to watch, I guess. But Ava warns him, don't you dare interfere. When somebody tells you something to do and tells you not to do something, most of the time, you do it anyway. Right, Ray? Ray, when somebody tells you, if you're God, you say, yes! I couldn't help it. Anyway, nice Ghostbusters 1 reference. Anyway, alright, so he leaves, and then Maddie Winkowski and her bestie, the Evolve Women's Champion, Kendall Gray, come in. They talk about finding one more member of the No Quarter Catch crew, because, Charlie Dempsey's still missing, even though he was on TNA last night, that whole beatdown on Mike Santana. Anyway, so, she's like talking to her, like, we need to focus, and she's like mind melting, like, I'm melting her brain. You will fight me. I don't know what she was doing. She was like melting her brain. Anyway, and then Laney Reed, speaking of Laney Reed, she comes in and says, I want to talk to you about something. This bitch slaps the shit out of Kendall Gray. They have a big old brawl. Fatal Influence comes in and says, oh, we did a good job. Ow, I shouldn't have done that. Because I got a shot, so. I got my shingle shot, and I got it, and then I started feeling numb in my shoulder, which is normal, and then my neck started hurting a little bit, my back. I'm feeling okay. But, you know, I gotta rest for the weekend, so. Pretty much tonight, resting. Tomorrow, all day, I'm resting. I'm hoping to go out Sunday. But, I mean, we'll have to see how I feel rest of the night and tomorrow. And we got that. Anyway, so, if you haven't had your flu shot, get it. If you have a shingle shot, get it. You never know, so. Not that I ever had shingles. But it's very painful. It is very painful. And I know people that have had it. It's not good. But they get better after about a week or so with medication and shit. So hopefully, you know, I think like I probably won't start feeling more effects till maybe later. They said like you'll feel nausea, you'll get headaches, you know, you'll feel tired as fuck. I understand that because I'm always tired as fuck. I have pressure in the bedroom. Anyway. So, just gotta take it easy, tranquilo, like Andrade would say. And just chill. So that's what I'm gonna do. Pretty much tonight, tomorrow. And see how I feel waking up on Sunday. So I can get to watch the Niners and football. You know, and do all this stuff. Anyway, so Laney Reed smacks the shit out of Kendall Gray. And that sets up an Evolve Women's title match at Gold Rush. So, there you go. I think we might see a new champ. So, that's that. Yeah, we won! Okay. That's that. Alright, then we get a Gold Rush rundown. That sets up the main event of NXT. Falls Count, not Falls Count, anyway. Last Man Standing match for the NXT Men's World Title. Absolute Ricky Starks taking on Trick Willie Shimon. Whoop that trick. This was barbaric. Kendo sticks. They went into the crowd. They went on the outside using the steps, throwing people into the barricade. Trick going after the bed ribs, which was smart. Chair shots galore. They go to the outside. We got a big chair shot. Gets 9. Ricky spears. Ricky hits a spear. Also gets 9. He speared him into the barricade on the outside. Now we see Trick is busted wide open from the side of his head. I think that was hard-way blood. But Trick gets up, knocks Ricky back to the floor. They running shot with the with the steps, puts him down. Then the Trick shot off the steps sets up a rock bottom onto the steps. Ow! And then Trick thinks he's smart, which he is, and he puts the steps on top of Ricky's, basically his face. Then he stands on top of it, and the referee's counting him out, and then there's, Ricky gets out, wiggles his way out of the bottom of the steps and everything. Trick's like, yeah, I won! But then Ricky comes out, pops up, and they fight into the crowd. I mean, they went into the crowd like Dynamite with Adam Page and Will Hobbs went into the crowd, and that woman was like, ah, get away from me! They went to the crowd, and the crowd just fell over. Like, holy shit! It's like a riot in the freaking bleachers. But anyway, they fight in the crowd. Ricky spears Trick off the balcony. Not the big one, the small balcony. Through the announcer's table, which broke. And that got the win. So Ricky Starks gets the win and retained the NXT men's title. Crazy as fuck match. Or as the great man, you sir, Jay Briscoe, reach for the sky, boy. Okay. Crazy as shit. Ricky retains. I don't know. And we get that. So match was great. 3.5 out of 5 stars. So we're about like pretty much 30 seconds left of NXT. We see Ricky go in, he holds up the title, the lights go out, and then we see the silhouette of the big man from Wakanda, Oba, who, Femi, he's back, and I think he's getting a title shot against Ricky Starks either this Tuesday or next Tuesday at Gold Rush. So the credits roll, we see Oba silhouette, which was epic. We see the pull-out shot of him coming out with the light, and then we see on the YouTube channel they showed Ricky looking at Oba, and then the freaking the spotlight was on Ricky's back. We see Oba like that was nice. I commend WWE for that. With his shadow in back of Ricky, that was epic. Loved it. So looks like we got Oba versus Ricky, the rematch from whatever. I think Halloween Havoc, right? It was Halloween Havoc or the one before that. I forget. Anyway, but should be a great match. I think Oba and Trick are going to be in the Royal Rumble. Because I think they're going to be done. They're pretty much going up to the main roster. Lash Ledge is already on the main roster. So you know that means Trick really will be up on the main roster with her. Probably on SmackDown with Mello maybe. Who knows. Oba, I think maybe goes to Raw. I think he fit okay on Raw. I mean, both shows doesn't matter, but I'd rather have him on Raw. How about this? Oba versus Walter at Mania. Big beefy man slapping meat at Mania. Oh, sign me up for that one. Or Oba versus Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed. That's meat. It's all about the money. Give me what I want, Hunter. Give me what I want. Okay, we got that. Alright, so we'll see what happens with Oba and everybody at Gold Rush this Tuesday night. Should be great from the theater at Madison Square Garden for the next 2 weeks. And then we got the go-home show before Deadline, when we was in the Iron Survivor matches, and more matches to come from Gold Rush going to Deadline. Or coming out of Deadline too, so we'll see what happens with that as we get to the December 9th show. So after the nest 3 weeks and Deadline, we'll know what's going to happen as we go into New Year's Evil coming up in January. So all the new storylines will come out of Deadline with the new champs, the Deadline #1 contenders for whoever is the champ by then, and a whole lot more. So that's that. Alright, we got 10 minutes till SmackDown, so I'm going to get out of here and get ready for that. Have my little, my sensible dinner with the missus, and then we're going to watch SmackDown, probably watch a movie. And then I'll probably be back later with your TNA Ring of Honor and Turning Point reviews. Then we're going to hit the bed, and then we're going to go to sleep, and then get ready for Saturday, and we'll talk about SmackDown tomorrow. Alright guys, check out my last video, my news video of the day. Link will be down below in the gobbledygook, or just go back a video from this one, and that's pretty much it. Alright guys, for NXT, I gave it 7.25 out of 10 stars. Not great, but decent. So we'll go with that. So thanks for watching, everybody. I'm Peter Joseph signing off. Peace out, rock on, and rock hard with your cookoot! And if you're not down with that, Mom, that's too bad for you, because me and the Prophecy and everybody else that's way better than you, you know it. We got 3 words for you. Fuck you, man! That's it. Until next time. See you soon. Peace! Bye!